happy birthday to Superside, no doubt, watching at home and sing and cheering his boys on.
Absolutely. So, I mean, also all the rest of the supporting staff as well, right? Going through managers, analysts, everything so useful. I mean, imagine the work analysts have had to go through this week, watching and recording all of those scrims. It's an incredible amount of work that it takes for those teams to make it all the way here. And now the question is, how well did they do that job? How well can they execute all those plans that they've made? They're well prepared, we know that for sure, but in practice, things always will go wrong, and we'll have to see how that goes down.
Yeah, it's how you manage the stress, and absolutely a factor here. Let's take a look at the qualified teams as well, just to revise ourselves on which teams have made it this far in the competition. For last time we've got INTZ and Aphelion Esports, Tribe Gaming NA and STMN for NA and LATAM North, Zeta Division and Queen 9 for East Asia, Navi representing EECA, Team Flash, the current standards and world champions from 2020 for SESA and ANZ. For EMEA we have SK Gaming, AC Milan Clash, Tribe Gaming EU, Bunker Rock Esports, Reply Totem, and mainland China we have got Nova Esports, Trek of China, and TIG Origin.
Man, just looking at all of those teams, I am already excited to get into those matches. This is the thing as well about this year, and especially right now the World Finals. It's not been this competitive pretty much ever. It's absolutely insane, man.
And that is what they are fighting for, the Brawl Stars trophy. And I've got to say, I love the appearance of that. I think it looks so clean. I want that for my trophy cabinet, Teddy, and it pains me that I can't.
Well, you'll have to play a little bit better if you want to stand a chance for that.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? 2022 ARC pro player?
Yeah, question mark. I mean, you know, I'm down. I'll put it in the time. I don't mind going back
Water
to
dog,
moments
what's
a little
up?
bit here and there. And, you know, it's getting through those solo power leagues right now that I'm struggling with, but no doubt with a bit of practice, I'll get it back.
We should get a trophy like that for Power League. I think that would motivate my randoms quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean,
Championship
sometimes
Singles
you need a
Chase
bit of
skin on
encouragement
mono
from your
болоо.
randoms to really get them to push the boat out. So I'm with you, Teddy. I feel you, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, the stakes are high, right? The glory is
Энэ стрим
absolutely
явж
high.
явах донд бол
The representation
prediction
there
edition
for
хийх
the
шаардлагагүй л
MEA
байх та.
with SK, Tribe for NA. It's a clash of titans. It's a clash of regions, and I could not be more excited about this match, man. I feel like I've wanted to see this match in pretty much forever, and now we finally have it in front of us, and I can't wait for it to start.
Yeah, players are just getting a bit of admin communication going on whilst they probably get themselves
Ямар
all,
low quality-гаар
up
байгаа
in
stream
with
дээр.
the iPads and getting themselves ready to roll here. But no doubt, be soon on our way here again.
Yeah,
Our
it's
first
full
map
screen
of,
of
Pinball Dreams with Brawl Ball. And that can be a game mode in itself that can be over very quickly as well. So we're going to be rolling through those games very shortly. Kind of, you know, talk us through a bit about Pinball Dreams as a map and the kind of relative brawlers that we could expect to see in the comps. Again, as I said earlier, I think there's a little bit up in the air today. I think less, you know, going back to some of the monthly finals, for example, we were kind of always very much on the comps. I think that today, with the mind games that are at play and the unpredictability coming in, then I think we're going to be relatively surprised. But traditionally speaking, you know, kind of what would you kind of be thinking on Pinball Dreams?
I mean, once again, I feel like in the mid area, you can go for some longer range brawlers. There are a lot of options over there. On the lanes, it's very interesting. There were moments where we would see a lot of throwers because of that big wall and how strong it is near that goal area. But other moments, destruction is key, opening your way up there. So there's honestly a ton of options in scrims. We've seen honestly everything and anything.
Halfway
It's
to the
been
10.
absolutely wild. And I'm so curious to see how risk averse the players are going to be comp-wise, if they really want to go for something
Wait, let me
special
check
or
mine.
remain a bit more comfortable and go for some more traditional picks. I think the options are there, and there's only going to be one way to find out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, you know, with the Sprout ban in play, I think that there's definitely going to be an element of taking something which would have provided a great deal of control. I think Stu,
halfway to the first pin, I guess.
Be a factor here because ultimately we know what Spanzer can do with that particular brawler. And, you know, I think Barley would be a great thing, but again, that risk of bringing in something like a grip which can immediately break that left-hand side.
How do I increase the
Throws
quality
very
though?
dangerous call. I think the range is definitely an idea as well, but Rico especially,
Doesn't look so
you have the
good.
wall break will be able to get a really good early game, but not necessarily so in the late game. So that's the thing with Brawl. You've got to be going in fully prepared. If you're finding yourself in overtime, maybe tanks aren't the best idea to be thinking.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, it's one of those maps as well where a brawler like B can absolutely shine mid, and you might even see it, or even Bell. You don't want to get any tanks in the way, right? It's very dangerous. Coming in with a Mortis and a Buzz Ban, I feel like the Troyers might be a little bit safer, actually, because you don't have to worry about a Mortis or a Buzz just dashing into your face. You also don't have to worry too much about countering those tanks, because Buzz and Mortis are some of the most dangerous tankier brawlers that you can face, so maybe you don't need be in your comp, and those bans are going to have such a huge influence in how those comps are going to be designed. I'm really curious to see what they come up with.
Yeah, for me, I fully agree. I've got to say, I think having that mid long-ranged approach with second lines of a B or a Bell will definitely be a great thing to have in your back pocket. Absolutely so. And we've seen again throughout the course of this year so much aggression specifically from both of these two teams. So I think that they are the perfect bans in my opinion, and it's about adapting as well. I think that once we finally see the two teams clash here, we're going to get a bit of an idea as to what they've been thinking and preparing in the background. Because again, no doubt both sides have been watching each other's scrims, but I don't necessarily want to say they haven't scrimmed, but normally I kind of advise that you probably don't want to be playing the team in your practice process. You want to be able to keep those cards close to your chest.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're going to be revealing a lot of secrets if you're scrimming against them. Not that they can't find them out anyways, right? But dude, there's a whole year of preparation.
Qualitativin яаж сайжруулах мэддэг хүн байна уу?
Those teams, they've been prepping for what seems to be forever, and the stakes are going to be enormous. They want to make sure their
Live-ын линкийг оруулах гэдэг амар лог
is flawless and perfect getting into this first match.
Well, again, players are just getting themselves ready. Again, if you're just joining the stream, be sure to head over to event.brawlstars.com. That is where you can place your predictions for today, and everything counts towards earning, towards getting and claiming that elusive cat burglar Jesse's skin. I constantly get inundated on Twitter with everyone asking how they can get it. That is where you need to go. Everything will contribute towards that. There's some really fantastic things that you can do. You can share for your favorite team, as well as placing predictions as well along the way, and various other things that you can do to support your team of choice.
Yeah, and it works with both YouTube and Twitch, right, for watching. So great options over there. Wherever you guys usually watch, you can have the integration for that. So great options all around to give you guys, your input on those World Finals. Man, I can't wait to get into this first match. I'm excited, dude. I'm absolutely thrilled.
I mean, this is the moment to be excited by, isn't it? I mean, this is what everything's been leading up to all year long. And again, all that hard work from the players, it comes into play right now. No pressure, guys, But absolutely so. I mean, I can't wait to see the players get involved and get things going. They're just getting into the game at the minute as we speak, trying to get them in. So we'll keep you guys updated on that as we go. But again, our predictions were edging towards SK, as again, a little bit biased as we've been watching them closely all year long, and we are from well, I say we're going to be from Europe, but I mean that's just down to you today. But in terms of the Tribe Gaming NA style of play, how do you envision this one going? Because they are so similar in playstyle, as we mentioned before, and the viewers were rated SK 74% in their favor. But I think it's fair to say that we feel like it's going to be a much closer affair.
Yeah, I said 60-40. It could be 55-45. It could be 50-50, to be completely honest. I think that most of the rankings we have so far, and most people, is because EMEA is considered as the most competitive region, and SK is dominant here. NA is probably the second most competitive region, and Tribe is dominant there. So it's really hard to, be completely fair on a matchup like this, because we are not sure what to expect just yet. And that's what makes World Finals so exciting, because we don't have those level of matches every day. We're only going to get it once a year, and this is the day of the year.
Yeah, this for me was one of the most talked about matches. And I was talking to some of the pro players, and a lot of people seem to think that whoever wins this matchup is likely to be one of those teams in that grand final.
Tribe.
I think that when it comes down to
Tribe
here in the Brawl House, I think that we can see a lot of upset along the way. So I'm not sure that I fully agree with that. I think there's going to be some surprises thrown in and some close matchups as well, no doubt about it. I'd love to see some reverse sweeps as well. I would love to actually see, despite having placed my prediction cards close with SK Gaming, I would love to see Tribe NA take on Tribe Gaming EU. I mean, that would be a phenomenal matchup to see. It's a difficult thing when it comes to predictions in that respect, because I often, like to predict or at least place down in front of everyone who I'd like to see win and who I'd like, because it affects the bracket quite considerably along the way.
Absolutely. So, I mean, overall, we are at a point right now where any team could beat any team. They have the level for it. They are definitely going to be favorites, better teams than others, but it depends on how they show up today, the level of play they are able to bring in those important matches, and that's about it, man. Honestly, we could see any of those 16 teams wins, and we talked about it earlier, Ark, but everything is possible. Absolutely everything is possible. Huge upsets would still not be that much of a surprise, because we know that every team is a wild card.
Absolutely. I mean, everyone is dangerous. Everyone has to be taken seriously. No time for error or mistakes. Again, the knockout is brutal. It's absolutely brutal. The players are still looking to join the game, so we're going to be taking a quick break, but don't worry, we'll be right back after this.
За энэ quality нэрэ биш. Quality яриа л биш наа. Яаж сайжруулах вэ? Oh shit, сайжаарай. Bruh. Yo. Mystery, what's up? All my predictions goes to EU teams. Yeah, it should be a pretty safe prediction, but you never know. Хүү энэ браузерын одоо YouTube-ийн линкийг оруулангууд quality нь амар муу гараадах юм. Яаж зүгээр болох вэ? Мэдэх хүн байна уу? Яаж яг original шиг 720p эсвэл 1080 болох вэ? Санал гараадах юм. Сүүлхэн видеог үзээд 1 2 тайсан багт. 1 2 тайсан багт. Хятадын баг тэгээд яг Латами INTC-ийн хоёр хэр сайн мэдгүй байна. Өмнө жил чинь delay мэлээ гэдэг уусаа хэлж чадгааргүй лээсэн. Water Dog гэж энсэн юу? Эсвэл шал өөр хүн үү? Мөнгө төлөөд quality-гаа сайжруулдаг. Нэр яаж болох юм бэ шүү дээ. Би ч утаснасаа нөгөө нэг Brawl Stars энэ stream руугаа шеэрлэнгүүд quality зүгээр байгаад байдаг. Тэгэхээр утсан дээр энэ Brawl Stars files-ыг гаргаад дийшээ шеэрлэх гэж үзье та. Болж маа. Энэ яд энэс дээр quality хаа. Энэ бүр арай л шээ. Арай л шээ. 저래. Гэсэн чи яач вэ? What? Яагаад явахгүй вэ? Чааса энэ нас ячваа. Brawl зүгээр болоод тах юм. What? Brawling quality-ийн зүгээр тэгснээ болоод байгаа мөртлөө Оо за одоо зүгээр юм шүү. Одоо quality нь хэрэг та нарт. Надад зүгээр л зүгээр ч юм уу. Оо одоо зүгээр quality буцаа буурчих юм. Shit, буураад. YouTube орохоор гацаадах юм. Bro, энэ 50 яаж алуулах юм бэ? Ямар сонир. Finals best of 7 юм уу?
Welcome back, everybody, to the Brawl Stars World Finals. The players are now in, and we are surely going to be seeing quite the matchup. It's SK Gaming versus Tribe Gaming NA. And as we were saying before the break, Teddy, this is one that you guys are not going to want to miss.
I mean, it's the titans of their respective regions. EU versus NA, we've said a couple of times already, but I just can't emphasize it enough. There's a lot of honor and glory just on this match. Everything else aside, those guys want to win this one really bad.
Нэг 480 PC
I mean,
болцсон.
again, it's a knockout, so one of these two teams will be going home after this matchup, and you know, it's, again, as we said earlier, it's a brutal thing, but it keeps everyone giving their all, and you know, I wouldn't be at all surprised if we see a lot of back and forth. Maybe someone gets an early lead, but then some fights back, as again, you know, this is the one chance that you just gotta seize the moment.
Best
I mean, if you had
толоо
told me before the
донтлоо.
bracket
Гой болох нь дээ.
that either SK or Tribe go first round, I would not have believed you.
Yeah.
But now there's no other choice. One of them will be going. I mean, they're not actually going home today, but you get what I mean, right? So the stakes are as high as it's ever been on both sides. There's so much to win. There's also so much to lose, and the nerves are going to be as high as they've ever been for those players. And all the experience, everything there is going to be super helpful because we are ready to
short mirror
start
match.
with the World Finals. SK Gaming versus Tribe Gaming NA.
Here we go, and we've got the mirror matchup straight away. The
Юу л SK team амархан хэж ингэж бодохгүй байна.
coming out for both
Tribe
sides.
ч бас
We
лиг
predicted it would, and this is where it's going to matter. Both teams now looking to get those early supers in, and the star powers and gadgets there nicely displayed on the screen for everyone to see.
Yeah, Barley coming in on both sides as well, probably due to that Mortis and Buzzband just makes it a bit safer for those throwers to shine. It's powerful positions they have on those lanes to hold on.
Water dog гэж юм бэ?
Deter anyone from getting
NC
close.
мөн үү
Matchup
биш үү?
so far rather safe. Both teams don't want to take too many risks just yet. One kill would be a huge opening at this level of play, so they want to make sure they stay as safe as they can for now until they have more supers available.
Лоулаанууд яаж чадахгүй.
In the mid, and just everyone
Нэг
trying
нь kill
to not
авахгүй
feed.
л.
It's so important, honestly, to not feed those supers in, because that can be the very thing that you need to be able to take back control of the mid here. Samantha trying to get some shots there onto Corey as well to keep that suppression there, to allow Jeff to push forward, but so far, no.
Overtime болох юм шиг дээ.
Playing a very
1
cautious
minute.
game so far. We're 1 minute before
Бараг л overtime юм байна да.
Yeah, it's all about trying to spot a mistake, and both teams are not willing to let any of those mistakes happen. 1 minute left on the clock, and so far no one overextending
That's
just
the overtime
yet.
of the
Semantic
segment.
with Barley Super gonna gain a lot of control.
Oh,
This is the moment for SK
since,
to push forward. They created some space, but here is the first kill of the day Tyrant Star to pick up that first elimination.
I've got to say how I feel right now, Semantic. I can hear him say, go, go, go in the studio. It's a fantastic feeling sat here to hear the players in their live communication fashion. SK, though, have dropped back a little bit away from the momentum here as they're starting to recollect themselves. Try with a decent defense under some pressurized circumstances. 20 seconds until overtime, and that's where we've got to see.
Overtime бараг түрүүлж супер авсан лоолаа нэлээ надлан туссан баг та.
Alright, 15 seconds left until the map is going to be blown wide open. All walls, all bushes out of the way. And we'll definitely be getting to overtime. We'll nerf those Barleys a little bit. They do love that cover quite a bit. It's out of the way now, and a chance for maybe Tribe to engage. Nice
So
get
he
to try
pushed
to heal
Tribe.
up a little bit. But so far, it's still very even. The poll nearly still alive.
Яа.
Yeah, this is where the low looking really thriving. I like the way the turret as
So
well.
хоёр
Have
талаар
that
super
healing
авчихсан.
tonic for these final moments here, but now potential push for SK if Jetson can just gain his superheroes in a pretty much a commanding position, but a lot of pressure coming back from Tribe, forcing back the flow of action here. Jetson has got that super still to hand, potentially healing himself or his teammates. But look at Tribe, they're pushing forwards, Teddy.
25 seconds left and Tribe 2 versus 3 situation. This is looking good for them. They have a chance to
За
land
бараг
a
Tribe
super
юм
as well if he
шүү.
can just shoot it in. But he loses his teammate
Super
with
kick.
the ball, the shot, the pass, Tyrant Star! He's gonna walk it in!
Яа.
Tyrant with the goal there. The celebrations inbound, and we'll what looked like the pretty stealth moment in the beginning quickly turned around and tried to back control.
20 секунд хэлээ гэж аль аль нь
Right on point. Again, you cannot have any time to make mistakes there, so they had to capitalize and they had to
Яа,
get the
it's
goal there.
алдсан дээ.
They worked all the way up towards it, so it would have been a shame if they wasted that opportunity.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why we saw such a passive start to this game is
Water dog гэж юм бэ? Яга харахгүй юм бэ? Энэс юм уу?
And it's tough to start off with a game mode where you're not shining. It does lose some of your confidence probably, but in this case, they made it work in the end. Beautiful goal to kick things off, and first game going to try.
Yes, this is what we've needed, Teddy.
Stream
This is
чөөрс
what we've
хүндлээтэй.
waited for.
Тийм үү?
The celebrations, all the emotions flying high there. We got some stats there for Corey. Team damage 41% and a DPS of 129. That's a huge stat for one player to be taking on that much team
Энэ нөгөө
damage as well.
eventbrostars.com дээр гарч байгаа стрим нь YouTube дээрээс хоцорж байгаа гэсэн үг.
KD there, very, very good
А
as
биш
well.
та нараас
So,
миний
again,
стрим
I
үзээр
did say,
уусгасан
like,
гэдэг
Lola in
байна.
overtime is a dangerous thing when combined with a Griff, but clearly also combined with a Byron.
Yeah, I was gonna say 41% is already super impressive, but this is a support brawler, a support player as well, right? So that just blows it out of proportion for a beautiful game from him so far. As we've seen, it's about spotting mistakes and
Oh,
being
short
able to
time game.
exploit that, but a lot
Oh,
more pressure
Max,
early on
yeah.
here this time around from SK, not messing about, and very different comps. We're back to Sandy, Max, and Gene Meta. It feels like we are going back a couple months ago.
Yeah, my time machine, it works! And Tribe Gaming Indy are going to be sticking with what they had in the previous round with Barn on the left-hand side lane, the Lola on the right-hand side, the Byron in the mid. They felt like it worked last time. They're hoping it's going to work this time as well. But that max speed is going to be a big factor here. Once Semantic also gets that Sandstorm, that's going to be a huge factor. Also, the unpredictability of the sand coming into play could well be the thing that SK Gaming need to push back Tribe Gaming Indy.
So far, it's back to a bit more of a stalemate. Great super from Corey to engage. Zulum will barely go down there. The magic buff from Skyrix not enough to keep him alive due to that poison from Corey. And now we have a chance for Tribe Gaming to engage.
Sandy
Super strong in
Bartlett's
that position. Those walls providing so much cover, so many opportunities as Corey is also spotting for a target, perhaps for a super.
The let's go there from Jetson.
Pushing
that left-hand side as strong as he can before getting suppressive fire from Tyrant there. Skyrix is keeping hold of
Max Gene speed аваад явуулж гисэн Lola-гийн DPS бүр арай л амар.
I'm sure no doubt as well. Coming to go down in the process, they're more than happy to make that sacrifice. Ball pushing to the right-hand side there. A nice connecting ball there from Skyrix with the magic hand, getting Corey taken care of, and this is where SK have got to push this ball up the map.
Yeah, you get the man advantage you need.
Хойчихгүй нэ. За яг тэ дөнгөж ихний сет. Энэ нэр ихний раунд нь best of хийдэ. 5 map дээр best of 5. Best of 3 эсвэл.
But gadgets are starting to run low for both sides, and overtime is already getting closer and closer.
Yeah, I've got a feeling Semantic might be holding back. I assume running the Sweet Dreams there, but the speed coming in yet again from Jets, but too low to make
Best of
anything of it.
4.
Good pills
Yeah.
on the left-hand side again from Skyrix. He's been hitting them so consistently so far, but I don't know realistically what him and Semantic can really do in this position here. I think that Corey and Zulan as well with the pickup. That's a really, really good position for Tribe to be able to come back.
15 seconds left until overtime kicks in. And we've had it in game one so far. It went to try.
The overtime дээр SK жоо advantage гэж магадгүй шүү. Bartley нэлээд муу болоод Max speed авах юм.
Don't want to give any more momentum to Tribe overtime. Kicking in.
The Max speed дэс
We
мөн.
do have the super available for Skyrix. Maybe a pull could come in clutch. So far, this Tribe has a bit more control, pushing forward, getting closer to that goal, but that movement speed from Max is
Lola-гийн Lola-гийн DPS
They was trying to find the feet of Skyrix, but either way, Tribe are using the moment to push forward some momentum here. I think the problem realistically is that Semantic hasn't really had much in the way of a Sandstorm, and Corey just, oh no!
Yeah!
Straight the furthest point of the field, that was right at the cusp of his range. My goodness me, Teddy.
What an opening that was. A mistake in SK.
За prediction сайхан унарч байна.
Spotted, able to exploit it and secure the first set. Huge
Tribe
for them.
Simon.
They take the lead early on so far in this match.
Oh, you said how pleased and how pumped Zulan was with that. That was, I didn't see it coming, I've got to say. I mean, at that range to be able to make the shot happen, you've got to hand it to the guy.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing as well. we talked about it so much. The conditions.
Texas тусдаа тоглож
There's
байсан
so
юм уу?
many different things they need to focus
Мэдгүй.
about, and there you have some
Texas-ийн
things
туг
happen.
өөрөө
Jeddah
он тийм.
goes down. Semantic not really able to
Tribe сайн бэлдэж. Гэтэ Tribe ер нь
beautiful stuff.
бэлдсэн бэлдээ ер нь бол уусаал амар уусаал хүчтэй баг л та.
Try to get that kill. Here we have a bit of a mistake in the defense. Just you can see as well, Lola deals so much damage. An interesting decision, I think, from SK to not bring in the Lola, and here we have a slight placement mistake.
There was a Tribe in a team
amархан
SK хажигдаж бодоогүй.
He almost punched the counter.
Tribe хажигдлоо гэхэд бүр алалцаж чаад хажигдах байх гэж байна.
Tribe Gaming NA off to a great start.
It's a safe zone, dry season. Дандаа амар stale map but and
thrive on and is going to be on the third set, so that's going to be a really interesting one to see. But yeah,
safe zone дээр баг луула явуулах та. Баруунтлаа ивтлээ.
I was surprised to see that they dropped the Lola, especially if the overtime idea was what they were going for. They were needing to have something along those lines to have the range advantage. And I did see again many sandstorms even from Semantic. Would like to have seen a bit more of that to keep Tribe on the back foot, but we are swiftly moving in to hot zone, Teddy, and this is where things are going to get so interesting. We need to see that resolve from SK that we've seen time and time again. They're behind, and this is where, in my opinion, they are the most.
You hot zone юм уу? Safe zone гээгүй юм уу?
So I mean, right now for SK Gaming, it's all about trying to stop that momentum from Tribe, not let them gain too much confidence, and that's the thing as well with SK. We know them
Dry season Gen Fort bot drop.
So consistent, whether they win or lose, always staying safe. But yeah, safe zone coming up next. 4 highs, an interesting map for sure. I mean, I feel like bros like Rico and Cold have been very popular on the lanes. Mid, you have some very interesting mechanics. Some players like to go Bell, some players like to go Piper. What I'm very curious about is Lola, because that, you know, we have those situations where you have a brawler that is very strong in the meta, but is it necessarily on every map and mode? Do you want to bring it in? You don't want to tunnel vision too much around it. You still want to have the best comp, not just the best brawler.
SK гэсэн. Tribe бас л
yet to see whether it's going to come into the BSC.
Safe zone дээр тоглоо ашиглах юм болов.
I mean, it is more
Recall lane-ийг барах
place
болов.
on yourself. So if we are going to
За SK лол ашиглаж.
So I'm curious to see whether that is what SK are going to be going for here. I like the idea of the Piper mids.
Rico
we know
versus
Semantic can
Lola.
absolutely pop off on that particular pick, as well as Jetson on the Colt. This could be a comp which SK feel more familiar with, and this could be their chance to bring back a set.
Yeah, once again, this is what I was mentioning earlier. I do feel like on this map particularly, I like Rico just a little bit more. Those bounces, you have some more angles to work with. Definitely going to be an interesting matchup to watch. The rest of mirror matchup, of course. So far, struggling to really find too much. A nice stack. Semantic was the follow-up homemade recipe. That's going to be kill number 1 and a chance for SK to push forward, gain some control, and maybe even get a shot off on that save.
Well, I'm going to say, I like the way that Tyrant handled that situation. A lot of heavy fire, but he was juking absolutely on point here. And as quickly as that, the push from SK deflated as now Tribe Gaming take back that mid-control and assert some authority of their own. Big shot there from Coriel to Skynet. And the follow-up to land as well. It's Semantic fails and goes down. A team wipe for Tribe Gaming, and the damage rolling in on the site.
This is
Tribe Gaming.
23% damage lead now for Tribe Gaming and A after that full-on team wipe. And the Lola on the left side is getting outranged by the Rico consistently, not able to get any supers down just yet. A nice stack of homemade recipe does hit the wall, and Zulan survives.
My goodness me, I've not seen SK in this position for such a long time. Everything that SK are throwing at Tribe Gaming ending is just thrown back in their face so quickly. A nice jump away there as well to the damage that was going to be coming from Semantic. Zulan not going to connect much on that left-hand side, much onto Skyrex. The clone now coming in, and the gadget pop as well to get that survival bubble there on the field.
Бүр орой скрипт юм уу? Тийм World Final жоо хөлд дуусчаад. Health scream tych за 30 секунд дуусчихээ.
Oh my word, SK are in a wild.
Oh, Tribe бүр алж байна.
So much damage they haven't even got a single percentage of damage onto the safe, and it's now or never 50.
Одоо лоолгоо болох
A
байлгүй
big
дээ.
tap from Zulan just to keep Skyrex then suppressed the right hand side. Tyrant with the pick up onto Jetson as well. This is the moment that SK have got to get damage, Teddy.
Yeah, but they can't do that if they're dead, and Tribe Gaming and A get yet another game that's
Tyrant
3
амар
in
юм
a
бэ.
row. And a
Tyrant
two-rate
Zulan хоёр
first
чинь
start.
хоёр амар зэрлэглэн шүү дээ ёо.
Honestly, the sensation in the studio is electric. We can hear the players like celebrating and
Predict юун дээр байсан бэ?
as they go.
Нэг event Brawl Stars дээр байгаа гэсэн тийм.
It's so electrifying, I've got to say. But
Эсвэл би ямар predict хийсэн гэж юу?
Tribe are on a roll. SK Gaming have got.
Эхнийх дөрөв би SK дэлгэсэн гэхдээ.
Yeah, that's the thing. This year, there's one word I have said countless
Rico bounce
times,
range,
is the word
haven't.
momentum. But here,
Rico
in
saying but I'm
real
gonna.
life, all together in the same
Bell
room, it's even
явсангүй.
more important because when your opponents are celebrating,
Piper also
yelling,
Bell
shouting,
хэлдэг.
and just being so happy about each victory, it hurts.
Yeah.
And you got to make sure that you stay ice cold and that you are able to keep the morale to keep
SK
going,
байна.
keep fighting.
Тэг би гэхдээ нөгөө миний prediction-ууд буруу байна уу нэг тоохгүй байна шүү дээ. Зүгээр prediction зөв байхаас илүү зүгээр үзмээр л байна.
Yeah, this is pretty friendly right now, but again, you rightly say those voices that start
Texas биш Cuba flag.
a bit of a deflation in confidence. That's a huge factor, which is
Тэр
not
Zulani
something
дороо.
the players have been experienced for the majority of this year. So again, under the lights and the glitz and the glam, you've got to stay composed. Composure is key.
Йоо, эдгээр яа хурдан рейж тарж байна.
For a high Stripe Gaming.
Лол хайчин болгосон чинь Tribe.
If they can keep this win going, and so far we have Zulan going quite aggressive against Scarix. Things working out quite nicely for him. A nice tag from Semantic in the
Yo,
center.
it's
Gets
an
a
application
follow-up onto
track.
Zulan as well, but no eliminations just yet.
Good aggression though, I like that start. Semantic connecting very nicely and swapping between both Zulan and Corey in the mid there, the double team, and a good use of gadget from Zulan, able to be able to defend that right hand side lane really nicely. Sky's going to the bell pick as well. Ruffs for Tribe is an interesting one to be able to have a bit of something to hide behind, and already a supply drop from Tyrant there going over towards Zulan, so he's going to have
Yeah, power up төлөөлөө.
Yeah, those supply drops are really going to help you lane diff your opponents. So far, a little bit of a lead for Tribe. Worrisome just yet. What worries me is the control, because they can keep capitalizing, getting it down to 79% now.
Power up
Tribe Gaming once again in the lead, and SK not looking as their usual.
Jetson very low here. Will pick up the kill onto Tyrant though at a very important moment, because it will allow Semantic to start to push through in the mid, and he can go himself towards that cover, which is broken very quickly, very observantly so by Corey there. Big taps again from Semantic. SK are looking much more like their former selves, but they've got to start to get the damage, and there is the first sign over there from Jetson on the left-hand side.
All right, they get 6% off, still a little bit behind. But they have mid control. They have the option to capitalize now after every kill. Whereas
Zulan
Tribe
Pop
Gaming
хийхгүй
is
бол
defense mode
Daily Range
activated.
барахгүй байсан байгаа.
SK, they need some more damage though. The clock is slowly ticking down 35
I'm
seconds
definitely not
left,
Aggie, by the
and
way.
it's still Tribe in the lead.
I have no idea who you are.
Well, Corey being tagged up.
My only guess is
Bell
NC, but
very
I
important
don't
factor
know.
here. He'll be taking a lot more damage. Another supply drop coming in there from Tyrant to give
SK
Corey
Lanari
the helping
watch,
hand. They're going to need it. They are on the defense. This is pretty much the first time in saves that we've seen Tribe in this position. Another big tap.
The Tribe
Semantic there in the
Baron
mid.
Play
They're really
эвдэг
starting to
биш.
gain momentum.
Тийм Tribe
This is a close
эхэндээ
one.
Baron Play
Tribe
эвдэг
get a
болохоор
wipe here.
гарахад
They
хэцүү
start to
байна
bring
да.
back. Look at Semantic coming back a little bit early, just in the event that the push comes through.
Yeah, they need damage here.
Yeah,
because
damage
they're
is
at
чадах юм уу?
control. Some damage is coming down.
Nice.
1% making the difference.
Yeah.
And in the end, once more, it's Tribe Gaming taking
Амар юм бэ.
this game and set 2-0 for
Хамаасараа
Tribe.
тажчихлаа.
Oh my word, and look at the energy! The energy of the team is the very thing that is driving everything forward.
Yes, I am watch cat girl.
Bang his chest, he knows what's up, and I've got to say, Teddy, time and time again though this year, we have
Water
seen
dog.
SKB at their most dangerous when they are behind, but is that going to be the case on the world final stage today?
Yeah. Match point, match setu.
Countless times. That's the thing, most pros I talk about when we talk SK, they tell me when SK lose a game, that when they lose a set, the next game, they come back fresh as if nothing happened. It's not possible to gain momentum against them or to distract them in any sort of way. Right now, it does feel
SK
like
өнгөрчээ. SK
quite a
стейкс
bit.
гарч
They're
байна.
struggling to find their groove.
Reverse
And when
sweep
you're losing 2-0 in a
хийх
best of
хэрэггүй.
5, you gotta find it quickly, or it's the end of your
Tribe
journey.
зэрлэг эсрэг reverse
I've got to say
flip
though, in fairness to SK there, they did look a lot better. They started to make more plays, gain a lot more traction with their shots, and sometimes that confidence can start to show as well on the other side of things, and it can put you in places where normally you'd be a bit more reserved. I mean, looking at that compared to how he started back in Pinball Dreams, so passive to start things off. Both teams trying to feel each other out, trying to work what the strategies were going in. Now things are getting a bit looser. That could be dangerous for SK, or it could go in their favor if they're able to capitalize on Tribe's mistakes.
Well, we're going to dry season now in Bounty, and
NC
Bounty
өндөр
is
predict
the
өгсөн бол
best
prediction юм дээр байсан шүү дээ.
successful this year.
Discord дээр
Tribe and NA, and
байсан.
obviously for the EMEA region, for SK Gaming.
Зулан
And
амар байсан юм
here's the thing.
байна. Mystery Team-ийг мэддэггүйсэн юм уу та?
At least we get to see that Bounty.
Би л Зулан
Right?
Tyrant гэхэр бүр амар хоёр solid lane санагддаг шүү. Core яг мэдтэй нэг pop-off moment авах мөртлөө амар solid. Тэгээ Зулан Tyrant хоёр амар aggressive мөртлөө мэдгүй амар санагддаг. Царайнаас нахад амар юм уу хоёр.
Both teams have got the same number of wins this season. We got 20 wins on
Хөрх
both sides.
SK бүр амар confident орсон баг та.
Win rate for SK.
Дэлхийд даяар SK гэж юм гээл амар.
To the 6 losses
Бүгд
of
яриад
Tribe
байсан.
Gaming NA, but that's still such a shallow difference, realistically speaking. And again, with the momentum that is currently behind Tribe Gaming NA, the energy levels are so high. Everyone really knows how close they are to getting through this stage and setting SK packing.
Yeah, this is
Нөгөө нэг
worrisome
power
for
leader
SK.
чинь Max
We've not
Brawler-гуу
seen them in this spot in what
Master
feels
хүртдэг чинь
forever.
Зулан
We
үлээ.
talked about it earlier, but they won 6
Tyrant
out of 8
ч үлээ.
on
Тэр хоёрын
the
нэг нь
finals
шүү
in EMEA, and
Надаа
they
power
were in
7,
8
8,
out of
6 мөр
8
хатуу нэр хүрчээ.
grand finals this year. Seeing them out here in the first round would be one of the biggest
За, энэ
stories
жуудхан
of the
дээр.
entire year. But here we go. Bounty is going to start now, and if SK want to come back, they have to start in this set. Otherwise, it's going to be the end very, very soon. And already Tyrant quite aggressive. The blue star did get picked up by SK Gaming, so they will be starting off with the lead for now.
Bayern юу амар мэт
Okay,
шүү.
well, the build promotion there from Sky is going to be bumping
Pipe
up the
Rebellious
HP there of Jetton and just focusing on him as the last man standing effectively if it gets to that point, because Semantic's got a lot of healing abilities as the Byron to consider, but look how aggressive Tribe are straight off the bat in their faces of the spawn of SK. No back and forth kills or death just yet, but still putting SK on the back foot, and this is the one bounty map that I do think does give a little bit of an advantage to when you are back on the ropes, but at the same time though, SK can't really afford that right now. They are 2 sets down.
It is the bounty map where control is the most important, as you mentioned. Sometimes you have the lead in stars, but if you get pinched in your spawn, you don't have all that much to work with, and you can easily just be stuck in that position. This is what seems to potentially be happening here to SK as Tribe Gaming are getting more and more control, still behind by that 1 and blue star, but they want to capitalize and get some more destruction with those stick heads. That could go a long way as well, but so far,
Semantic
no kills in this game, although Semantic is very low HP, so be very careful.
Jetton
He really does, because he needs to be healing his team, and he can't do that whilst he's so low.
Off the SK
Again,
kill.
a good pickup, 3 stars for 2, but another one in return.
Skyris өглөө.
Onto Semantic, ticket going out for
За
Jetson,
достос.
but taken down so quickly. Tribe Gaming have the lead with 10 seconds remaining.
This is huge. SK Gaming pushing forward. They need to find a kill.
Jetton
Anyone would do, but
looks,
Jetton falls. And with that, the hopes for
Yeah,
SK
match
Gaming
point.
in this game. Match point for Tribe Gaming.
Oh my goodness me, this is a phenomenal performance. This is dominant.
Яа. Одоо Tribe match point юм чинь risky comp явах лу.
A sheer sweep against
Double
SK
tank
Gaming
make.
is
Ахтай морц байна.
potentially about to happen before our eyes.
Man, I've talked to so many
Юу арай.
pros today and in the previous couple of days.
Tribe
I asked
амар
to
апсет
everyone, SK or Tribe NA. Most people said SK Gaming. This is a huge upset. It's not over yet. SK still have a chance, but they haven't won a single game yet.
Yeah, this is the thing. We've seen reverse sweeps all year long from SK. It's happened time and time again, I've got to say. I do see it happening for them, but again, we've never been across region with that same scenario. And I don't know, with so much at stake, so much on the line, the momentum, you can feel it. It's infectious from Tribe Gaming NA. And again, if you're just joining the stream, you didn't hear me say it earlier, but chatting to some of the players, a lot of the pro scene seem to think that the winner of this game could very well be in the grand final. For Tribe Gaming NA, that would be such an enormous outcome. Again, 74% of you watching at home and voting via the app put it in favor of SK.
SK Rage-лээд бас тусуулаа.
This is
Кикэр ч авсуулаа гэдэг үстэй чи кикэр үү?
SK Gaming, this is do or die, their final chance.
Яаж ботод явах юм?
In the world final.
Боцоо гэж prediction яриад нөө нэг event-ийг Brawl Stars.com билүүлээ. Тэрэн дээр prediction өгөөл. Гэтэ одоо prediction дууссан хөө. Day 1-ийн prediction. Day 2-ыг болж байна. Дахиад SK шууд control авчихсан. А гэтээ Blue Star авсан юм л да.
SK did pick up the Blue Star, so they start with a little bit of a lead. I like the confidence in both games of Bounty so far of going for it. It's quite a risk and you definitely overextend and expose yourself a little bit, make yourself a little bit more vulnerable. But they need to keep that lead. In the previous game, they started off with the lead, got the first kill as well. We're not able to keep it all the way. This time around, once again, a minute left on the clock and no kills just yet. You can feel the tension, you can feel the nerves in those players.
Yeah, it's silent. It's silent for the first time, and I've got to say, I feel like Tribe are pretty focused on this one, just trying to time it until the very end to make that push and to make a big one at that.
Боцоо гэжтэй. Prediction бол хийсэн шүү дээ. Эхний гейм дээр бол SK төгсөн. Гэтэ SK бараг хөдөлж явах шиг байна да.
Yeah, I think that ticket was actually on purpose to destroy that wall, just make it a little bit tougher for Tribe to hold that aggressive position. The push is starting to form itself as Tribe Gaming are running out of time. They need the kill and the low HP. They are careful, and so far low HP means they can't overextend, they can't fully commit to this push. Can they find elimination? Tribe Gaming, 5 seconds left. This seems to be game number 1 that goes for SK. A kill-less game, but still a win.
A win is a win. The Blue Star
SK нэлээд чагарч чинь да.
For SK on the left-hand side here.
What the kicker
jerseys, but that color definitely came in for them. Keeping that composure, and this could be the start.
Thompson Tribe used to Tribe NA.
No more second chances were there. Taking away some of that momentum could be the very thing which they need right now.
I mean, it's not a glorious win, you know. It's not
like there's
completely crazy happening, but at this level, whatever your opponents are going to give you, and if it's a game here in the third set, you take it, try to build up a little bit of momentum.
Grand final
down a little bit for Tribe, try to turn that energy into
something
and move on from there. It's the start of the comeback. We'll see if they can actually continue with it.
Yeah, I mean, I sound like a broken record, and I know it when I say that sometimes you've got to take down the pace of the game. Playing at their pace. It's all been about them. So just holding on and surviving that Blue Star in the last game for SK Gaming is exactly what they needed to do. They had to stop that momentum. Again, if they lost, it would have been all over. So this is a saving grace, but they're not out of the woods yet. It is still match point, and Tribe Gaming NA still have that in their possession.
Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, match point, they can almost taste the quarterfinals at this point.
What are you
What is on the line? But here we go, match point once more for Tribe Gaming and SK Gaming at the set point on play here as well. And SK went for the Blue Star every single time, but Skyward's his solo HP this time around, and he doesn't have the space to do so. Instead, it is going to be Tribe to pick it up, and now we see SK in a different position where they don't have the lead early on.
Yeah, so now they are going to have to go on the aggressive. They are going to have to make the play. If things remain like this, as they did in the previous game, then they will be going home. So they've got to go in on the aggressive. They've got to get some takedowns here, and they are starting to push themselves forward accordingly. So Jetson starting to try to control that right-hand side. A bit of a mishill there from Semantic, and then pressure being applied back again. They've got to get rid of these sandbags on the left-hand side to be able to start to get some of these tick heads from.
Alright, SK Gaming, they found a bit more of their groove in the previous game. Now they will need a kill if they win this game, as Tribe is still leading by that Blue Star. A minute left on the clock, and for it's still about setting things up, getting as many super possible on both and synchronize them to form a strong push. So far, not too many opportunities arising just yet for SK.
Okay, nice lot of aggression there from Zuland, just keeping behind that wall, and everyone Tribe in good levels of HP as well. 40 seconds now is getting and inching closer towards it. Nice amount of aggression again from Semantic again, and the top right hand side Zuland's very low here. Pressure from Skies. The takedown is there. The lead has swapped over. SK Gaming have got it. And will be on the hunt now, no doubt about it.
Huge elimination here for SK Gaming as they take the lead. 20 seconds left from taking this set. Tribe Gaming, they want to contest it. They want to end things here. They want to go straight to the quarterfinals. One kill would do, but they need to find the opportunity. Corey gets tagged up quite a bit. That's the elimination of the Zulu. 5 seconds left. Tyrant goes down as well, and that's going to be SK pushing things to set 4.
За дараагийнх чинь юу лээ?
They had to do so at the perfect time for them.
Gemfort.
That will be a scary prospect for Tribe. We're so close to ending this on an entire sweep of things, but now heading with some resolve.
Tribe project чанарын дайв чадварыг азууллаа.
Zuland was but now he's all
Тэгэл ахтай. Tribe-ийн фэнүүд ч юм бүр хогоороо байдаг үстэй. Тэгэхээр би notification онтрахгүй бол
in this best of 5. This is not an SK we've seen before. It's starting to look
notification онтрахгүй бол бүр амар ирээд шүү. Where is Discord?
Let's see how things go in the next one, but no doubt about it, breathing a big sigh of relief there. Some kills towards the end, as you rightly point out, very, very passive from them, very unlike what we tend to see. So they've got to keep that in their minds and know a bit more communication on their side as well, and a bit more energy, because that honestly was the driving force of Tribe going in. When they were getting some of that momentum going, it really did feed itself. So I'd like to see a bit more of that from SK as well, and going in then to Gem Fort. So a bit more of a control-based map, which could very well be the thing to slow down the pace again for SK.
Yeah, I think
the low quality sorry.
I mean, low now.
Hangal price isn't
big at this point.
Хин дургуул лээ. Сандгүй.
We've seen quite a bit of different stuff.
Амар passive with
dургуул. Like Gene at the moment on mid on Gem 4. I still feel like it's a bit more of a classic brawl. I feel like this is the right conditions to pull it off as well, right? You want to go on those comfort picks. Gene would do that successfully. There's a ton of different options available as well. I've seen Amber being played quite a bit on this map on lane as well. I honestly, the possibilities are endless. Any brawlers that you feel like are a driving force?
I
actually really like a Bell lane. I think that for me, I know the Tribe game
тэмцээлээс өмнө бүгдээрээ л бараг SK гэж нэрэлсэн. Энсигийн тэмцээнд дээр нэг нь Rice гэсэн заван гэдсэн. Нэг commentator Castle гэдсэн юм. Broken English sickness юм.
It's tough to get those kind of left and right hand side lane hills off at the right time. But I think you're right. Lola here throwing that clone forward, having that scout the bushes for you. I think it's a fantastic idea. And again, that was the time that we saw the momentum really shift and up a gear for Tribe.
SK coaching гэж бодож байгаа амар хүмүүс байсан ч гэсэн Tribe-ийн фэнүүд уусаа бас адилхан амар их юм чинь.
Possibly even some max play as well, some speed,
26
aggression, and really see SK come more out their shell.
You prefer max mid or max lane?
I think you've got to play max mid, and I'm still kind of a bit on the fence with it, but it is a very aggressive brawl to have, and having speed, allowing you to go on the hunt here. Sometimes we even see that kind of Rosa idea coming out to play.
The lane also low явах гэж үү?
And just having maximum maneuverability, I kind of wonder, like again, how that meta is going to evolve to across regions, but or whether we might see something completely new.
Amber did was more range. Amber to range to.
I was thinking, I think it can work. I think Sandy can also work very well on lane.
Just
as a reminder of the bans, guys, we had Buzz, Mortis, those were the bans from Tribe, and then SK Gaming went for Sprout and Leo.
Зүг бэтсэн скин аанда. Тэгээ хідэн бэтэ буруу тавьж ийж хідэн prediction буруу хийж скин авч чадахгүй болох юм бол нэг гейм лав биш ахаа тэгвэл хүмүүс бүгдээр амар уурлаа шүү дээ. Lola range амар юм байлээ. Amber тэгвэл бараг барахгүй ч магадгүй. Lola гарал
very balanced. I think one of the more balanced brawlers at the moment.
Counter-лох юм бол байх л та.
good enough to be banned. Clearly, as SK took him out. So
Aggressive brawler
curious
hit
to
så.
see here in Gemford what they decide to bring in. Nerve still going to be
Stor
high.
long
Drive
range
still have the
B
upper hand,
Piper
still have a
Bell
lead by
med
one set.
streak
It
ja
is starting
tuolla.
to close down, and winning that set for SK
Mid range
is
bara
also gonna
buhtir
bring a
et
little bit more
alta
space
da
because now they don't have that match point right ahead of them, you know? They have a little bit more space to work around, a little bit more air to breathe. The question is, what are they going to do with that air? They can't get too much relief because they still need to keep winning if they want to keep, you know, the chances of pushing things to set 5.
Exactly that, and that would be bot drop as well for Siege. And I personally hope that we go that far. I'm gonna say,
sure.
I think that if we get that far, then we're gonna see all the emotions coming out, and you know, it would be a great thing to see SK come back from this. I was so worried
Шинэ
for them.
апдейт лоола хайп болоод
Not because we had our predictions set,
Лоола бүр арай
but
байсан.
not just because
Тэг бүр
we
nerfled
on that
одоо
comeback
хүртэл
with
амар.
skin.
No bias.
Дахиад
here
nerf
whatsoever.
хийлээ.
How could you even consider that, Ark? Unbelievable.
I like my skins, Teddy. I'm a bit of a collector with merch as well as I am in game as well, as you know. So definitely, you know, I hope at home things are going a way that you would like them to in regards to your predictions. Again, I thought this was going to be a lot closer, and I still think it can be. I think that this bit of downtime here is actually going to be very, very beneficial for SK Gaming to get back some team talk, to get back some of that communication, some of that drive, and to remind each other that they've been the dominant force of the EMEA region all year long. They've been
Frankie
in
хоёр
control
шотлоод
up
аваад.
until this point,
Дид.
and they
Супер
are
автод
bouncing
Frankie
back.
зүгээр.
But the question is, can they get
Oh, Mick.
through this full set?
All right, time for some gem grab action.
За, нэг нь
So far,
Lola
the two
mid,
first gems
нэг
are
нь
picked up by SK.
lane.
We do see a Lola mid, which I think is very interesting. I think it works well against Jean, right? You can counter the pull very, very nicely. I do still love Jean mid. I think it's very versatile, a lot of options. And the clutch potential on Jean is just insane. You grab the gem carrier, it's GG's.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the idea from Skyx here is to be able to use the clone, to be able to maybe tank some of that magic.
Semantic
hand.
image
It's
амар
gonna
та.
be, very, very well thought through thing, and Jetson definitely will be at home on that right-hand side lane with the Ricos, so we'll be able to have the rage advantage over Zulan if he can keep the positioning there. Oh, but there's just Pork Tyrant there, and he's going to pick up the gems for it. 7 gems into the Pork Tyrant. Semantic, though, has got to go in, and SK will get the takedown. Gems with Jetson, not ideal, but at least it's in their pocket.
Yeah, great reaction from SK.
Yeah,
Fixing
Corey
to
ямар гоё
falling
таймсан
apart,
байсан
but
супер.
both lanes were there to make up for the mistakes that happened mid. 9 gems for SK. One more would be enough for the countdown, but when you're playing against a Jean, you are never safe from a crazy pull unless
Semantic
the Jean
X
doesn't have his
амар
pull.
clutch
But look at
болж
that. Clone is in here for Skyrex, looking to get some damage this way. Tyrant from staying mid. Skyrex is gonna get pulled by Tyrant Star. That is gonna be countering that countdown for now, but SK still have a massive gem lead.
This is the moment that Tribe have got to hunker down in this mid and control it well. Semantic about to soon be out of his mega, but Corey is down for
Yeah.
just over the swipe countdown for SK, and all down there goes Zulan as well. It's just Torrent, no magic hand. The clone went down for that exact reason that I thought to be able to tank it, and there's 5 seconds. I think SK have got this one.
За
5
SK
seconds left in SK Gaming.
Just
They make
Rico,
it 3 games in a row, looking to make it much more comfortable this time around. I mean, this was a very
Tyrant-ийн
dominant
pull-ууд
SK. This looked like a confident
Semantic
SK,
image гэсэн.
and I feel like until now we hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They took back control and they picked up the gems. Again, it wasn't with the gem carrier, so they had to kind of improvise for the most part, but some smiles finally forming back on the faces of the SK
Imagine
Gaming squad. It's been a
Tribe
while
choking
since
this
we've
lead,
seen it,
though.
so definitely starting to gain some momentum here. I want to look back at the replay. I think towards the end there was split gems.
Хөдөлгөд нэг
So
юм
it was
ууж
still-
аваад
I kind of thought they were gonna
хөдөлгөж бүр
reset,
GG.
but, it was a bit like a you miss it moment, so I'd have to say it again to say for sure. But ultimately, again, the confidence that was being displayed by Tribe Gaming NA was so passionate, so strong before some of that changing up of sets, and now it's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it looks
Yo,
completely
kill
different.
cam.
The dynamic of this game so far, it started off being
Oh,
so
Mick.
dominant from Tribe Gaming. It felt like SK had not joined the server yet. Once we got to
Тэнд
Bounty
Semantic
and a match point in
амар
favor
sneaky
of
дэш
Tribe,
явж байгаа л.
slowly things started to get rolling for SK. More and more confident, starting to get more and more kills here and there. And in this game, looking formidable. Absolutely.
SK comeback тоглоом
So
буюу
there,
үлдээсэ.
Team 2 have entered the game, right? You know, and it does feel like SK getting that
Jason skin
back under their
авчвал.
thumbs, but you know, if they get this next
Би бол нэг
game,
авахгүй байсан
that is a
яахгүй дээ.
phenomenal position for them to find themselves
World
in.
Final үзэж
And
байгаа
they
та
can
бүр
equalize
сэтгэл
the
хангалуун.
sets considering that they faced up against two
That
match
life feels
points.
like a horror movie.
That would be a
I'm
fantastic
sure
thing,
it
but
does.
again, they've got to get this more under control.
It's been
It was
acting this
much
way
better in that
since,
game.
like, a
Again,
few
heroes
months
like
ago.
Meg and Rico coming in is the kind of bread and butter of SK Gaming. So I think this actually is a map and mode which suits their playstyle perfectly for a comeback.
Yeah, absolutely so. And what we have to keep in mind as well is that right now, SK, they're just a single game away from tying things up completely. It still feels like Stripe are so far ahead because they were so dominant. Just behind one more game. Forget about the past. We just focus on that fifth and final set. Here we go, guys. Set point for SK Gaming. Their chance to tie things up against Stripe.
Okay, we've got Chest on the right, Skarx in the mid, but the left-hand side, there's Samantha coming in, but it doesn't look like it's him. Looks like it could well be a bot here. Let's see. Did go straight into the mid, didn't hold the lane. Kind of looked like it was stuttering a little bit, so I'm not too sure about that side of things, but maybe Samantha's having some problems. We'll find out for you guys and see how that one goes. Cheston though, gonna put a big super on the right hand side.
Samantha
Down goes as well, Torrent under pressure. Corey as well, trying to keep his own toxic gadget as well. Has got that swipe ready to hand. But I think we're getting word as well. We're going to see a replay of this matchup, as I do believe that it was Samantha who was having some problems and was late in. So word straight from production there, Teddy.
Yeah, I mean, it happens, right? Yeah. It happens. Nice that we were able to spot that problem. Good eyes, you spotted it immediately. I was looking on the right side and then I heard Samantha and I started just run through the middle. I was like, yeah, something must be wrong here.
It was very late and I wasn't sure if there was any kind of strategy involved there. Maybe he was holding back and just letting Corey exacerbate some shots, but now back in. The players will be playing this one out regardless though, so let's see how they get on. Again, a chance for maybe Tribe to get back into this game as they've been struggling so far in GemGrab.
Yeah, exactly. If they win this game, they're not actually going to be winning it, but confidence, I mean, you know, there's no score on that, and if they can gain a little bit more confidence back, that can absolutely help have the right mindset getting into that next game that is going to be ever so important.
Well, in the studio, the communication
is still feels like it's real. It feels like it's real.
Maybe they're taking this all the way regardless, and that does seem to be the case. Skarx again in the mid got the 9 gems. You know, even if it's not going to be a victory which will count on the scoreboard, it's definitely going to be one that is going to be counting in terms of their emotional value for this one as well. So every moment counts for them. They've got to make sure to keep those emotions running high and that team essence, that team chemistry just shining through in the studio.
Yeah, I think if you're in Tribe shoes, you got to go back to the screaming. We haven't heard them nearly as much as we have in the first 5 games that they won in a row. We need to hear them screaming again. They need to, you know, show off dominance and confidence.
Making swing range buff.
It's intimidating, so intimidating. And we got some hype from from Semantic in the back. You love to hear that. Gaining better confidence. We mentioned him. Look at him go.
Organizer нь яач.
I wanted to see this from SK. I wanted to see their emotions.
За яаж SK тавьсан юм шиг байна.
He is a loud guy. He can talk a lot and he is loud, but it's been silent on that side until now. Now we're starting to see it, and this is why I said I want to see this go to the fifth and final set, because I want to see Zulan on one side screaming, and I want to see Semantic on the other side screaming right back.
I think if they scream at the same time, the brawl house is going to be shaking.
Одоо шууд юу үстэй. Final set.
Absolutely, just that. We have to hold on to the table, I think, Teddy, because I think some vibrations could well be shaking.
Yeah, try.
We'll be levitating, man.
Absolutely.
Man, I mean, still, SK just a game away from pushing things to that 5th set, and I can't help but feel like if you're losing and there's a match point for your opponents, you haven't won a single game yet, and then you win 4 in a row to push things to a 5th set, you come in with a bit of an advantage. I mean, that's how most reverse sweeps end up going.
It's honestly incredible to see. You know, again, this year long, we've seen SK do it time and time again, and you know, it's starting to develop more unreal, and gotta say, Teddy earlier was happening twice. I did, but at the same time,
you know,
in bounty, they didn't even kill. They just star. They just suck on minds of your opposition. We were so aggressive, left us shipping away for sure, and now we're very.
Probably so. I mean, one big game or one single game we're all and said pretty the man we were hoping that wanted to go all the way. This is no more and they're
자 와이파이는 좀
taking it, but
없었죠.
we have to keep it in mind. Suddenly it's a match point again in their favor.
Yeah, that cannot be forgotten by any means at all. That pressure can very quickly shift. A single Tara pull here or there, or it depends if you play pull or sucker.
Oh,
I think
quality,
it's a
oh,
twin
sure.
hole for later because
Essentially.
I've always been kind of, I always said Tara suck, but a lot of people say
Right,
like,
cool.
it's sort of great. Ends of things to be able to have an opinion on these things, but again, like you say, yeah, one game for Tribe, and all of a sudden SK are under the heat again.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's so close, and it can go so quickly. We've seen, I mean, look at that momentum switch we've had, right? We see 5 games in a row for Tribe and now 3 in a row for SK. It just goes like that, and it's important to try to stack it up, keep it up, and hold on to it as long as you can.
Don't
SK
you know, say,
yet to be shut down since they
Wi-Fi
started
work
going.
did damage,
Let's
so
see if they can keep it up like that.
Yeah, team talk here at a very important time, and again, whilst we just address semantics connection issues, and admin to be on that as we speak. But
Тийм амар low qualityтэй
well,
гацмас
like,
үзснээс
can go
баг
back in favor of Tribe Gaming and
SK
everything
Tribe-ыг
else
дуусгаад
to,
стримээ болт юм уу төө.
communicate back, explore approach and how they're going to be able to come back from this. For me personally, I've got to say the Lola lane against the Rico lane, that's what's not working out for me. I think that has got to change on their side of things. I'm not too sure that maybe because of the fact that we've got to readjust the iPads and the connection issues that we have to play the same comp again. But I've got to say, having that range advantage, using that super bouncy star power to really keep your opposition at bay, and Jetton, of all the people to be playing Rico, Jetton is absolutely the man to do that on that right-hand side.
Yeah, we saw it on SafeZone as well, right? We had a Lola versus Rico situation. Was very dominant in favor of the Rico, and I've no doubt on most game modes it is going to be a similar situation.
We're gonna
it is tough,
cry.
and that's
I mean,
the
if
thing as
Tribe
well.
chokes this, they're gonna
Very
cry
tiny
all
moves
day.
like Lola that you can expect to see on pretty much any game mode or map. You can also expect to see contours.
They were literally
Yeah,
one game away,
absolutely.
but
I mean,
then
the same story though in the mid, the Gene versus Lola, every time is working in SK Gaming's favor. So I think Tribe Gaming here have got to realistically look back at this and think, where are the problems lying? For me, it's in those lanes. But as we know, Samantha's also a fantastic mega brawler, which SK Gaming have brought out
Зогсон гоо тоглохоор ямар
time and
байдаг вэ?
time again. It seems and it really
Би баг
feels as though
ерөөс
they've
ганц
been
зогсон гоо
focusing
тоглож
a lot
үзчихсэн.
in perfecting the art of Meg. We didn't see that much of her. She came into the game relatively late into the way of things.
Яг хамгийн
now
дасцсан
players
comfortable
have
position дээр
all
хамгийн сайн
their hands on time
тоглолт
with her
хүмүүс.
and learning how to use her best. So again, I do think that a lot of the brawlers that SK Gaming are using are the ones which they love to use. And here we have the players as well in the back in the brawl house, cheering
Bobby.
everyone on. Again, it's a fantastic sight to see everyone in the same place at the same time. You love to see it, Teddy.
Yeah, man, this is absolutely exceptional. In a way, I can't wait to be off stream, to just hang out with them and just be a part of the family, man. Super excited to hang in that Brawl Lounge. Yeah, man, it's great. It's our public, right?
Yeah. It's the hangout area, and it's just a great thing to see. It's been such a long time.
Bobby амар өндөр юм байна шүү дээ.
Well, everyone just having time of their lives there.
Stamina
Just
dэмжиж
joining the
шүү.
stream first and foremost, welcome. We hope you're enjoying things so far. We're currently in the full set of SK Gaming versus Tribe Gaming NA, and we had to do a little bit of a readjustment with Semantic and his connection. So we'll be getting into the next game very shortly. We're on Gem Grab and Gem Fort.
Toxic
And it was
Nita
Tribe
Mahat.
Gaming NA which had a
So хэний
phenomenal
өөдөөс
start,
ээл гэдсэн бэ?
taking the first set very, very convincingly so, very quickly so. Into the second set, again, similar story. And then we saw the match point occur. And everyone here, I'm sure, had their heart in their mouth. So I know that we did. I could see it in you, Teddy. We're thinking, predictions. Oh, no.
My skin.
But yeah, again, having some downtime as well can be the very thing that you need to rethink for your strategy.
I mean, it's a way to cool things off, right? You have a little bit more space, more time. You can have a bit of a momentum break.
Leon
in a way, create a little bit more space to think and discuss and get ready for the next game. One thing I wanted to discuss as well, Eric, is if it weren't for SK being SK, when we had that match point for any team, I would have said we haven't seen enough for me to believe in a comeback.
Yes.
You need some signs of life. You need to feel like it is possible. I didn't feel like it, and yet they proved us wrong. They made it work so far, and now just a game away from that 5th and final set would be absolutely a huge story, no matter the outcome of this match. But I want to get to that 5th set, man.
Yeah, I want to see it go all the way. I mean, call me greedy, but that's what I want to see. A match point, and nothing less. In all honesty, we're going back in, Teddy.
Signing-ийн тооцохгүй мó
Tyrant versus the Lola of Scarix.
Connection issue
Against
байсан
the
болохоор
Lola
тооцохгүй.
of Zulan and Bex on both sides. It seems like everyone has got similar ideas, but just in different lanes.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have only one mirror matchup on the left-hand side. The rest is very much different mechanics. As I said earlier, I like the Rico versus Lola quite a bit. I think the extra range can be huge. We'll have to see how creative Zulan can get with his supers, try to get some nice off angles, some nice pinches with himself, or with his clone rather. So very interesting possibilities over there so far. Zulan has been struggling a little bit on that right-hand side, as you can see quite a bit of control there for Jen.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing that I was saying in the break, and I do worry a little bit here for Zulan. He's got so much range against him, and Jet's such an accomplished Rico. In fact, I think Tyrant needs to go in for the ball here and get that side lane taken care of and get some of that support coming back into the mid here. Scarix starting to bring back the gem deficit as well. Clone out there for some protective covering fire as well. The Vex going on the left-hand side here.
Yeah, push out.
That's going to be an advantage for Corey.
Man, Tyrant almost got that pull up to Scarix, just
Casting
barely
the
managed to outrange, and a pinch trying to come in, but it gets defended well as Jedon comes in, takes the kill. Semantic clears up to that side. Tyrant Star is 1 HP as well on the top, and SK Gaming on 8 gems already.
За 9 gem.
The controlling factor here of SK, and the amount of area spray as well from Scarix is so phenomenally powerful. That is why I think Lola here is such a great
So
thing
come
to
back
have.
quickly.
And coming into the mid now, not the worst of to have the gems either. Corey is still in the mech. Scott the super hand Semantic as well. Surely going to go for the swap. He gets Corey taken out of the mecha, and the covering fire there as well from Scarix. SK Gaming.
Yeah, it's SK.
Tie up the sets, Teddy.
We are going to set number 5 as the reverse sweep is coming true so far. We're all tied up. Now everything that happened before, the players need to calm down. SK don't. They want to keep it up like this.
SK comeback. Пул
Everything
нь
you want.
0.5 тайл хард пул нэлээд ойр харагдсан.
They gotta make sure that they come in calm and confident into that final set, because this is gonna be it. One set is gonna
Tribe-ийн
decide
лейнүүд
who
нь
goes out.
хүчтэй байсангүй
First
сайн.
round between Tribe Gaming and SK.
Мэдтэй нэг тусч чадсан шүү дээ.
Giants of NA and the Giants of EMEA, and this is the thing, Teddy. Going home on a sweep, that is surely gonna feel horrific, right? But at the same time, if you were to go home after a reverse sweep,
that's even worse.
That's even worse.
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's everyone's nightmare. Very much everyone's nightmare. This is great teamwork overall. That's the thing with SK. I found it in Grep. Said every time there was a problem on the lane, the 2 other players made sure they won their fights and were able to, catch up and help out wherever he was needed, especially mid. That's the toughest matchup.
Process toxic дээр амархнаас зүгээр одооноос нь харж чад mid finger гаргаж болоо. Хөдөл хэрэг байхгүй.
Gene is superior because the pool is just so scary.
Yeah.
Одооноос нь харж байгаа даа.
For me, the Brawlers, as I was saying earlier, really did cater a lot towards how SK Gaming want to play. I think going into this 5th and final set, Tribe Gaming NA have got to go back to the drawing board and think to themselves, what do they like to do here, and how can we prevent them from doing that? Even if the Brawlers are not necessarily ones that they feel the most comfortable playing, if it's what needs to be
Sister-тэй Bell явах бах. Bell Lola нийлж юм бол defense бүр амар
I want to see a match point. This is
the хоёулаа meta brawler
of NA versus EMEA. I think that is going to be a worthy thing no matter what, and no matter who wins if it goes to a match point.
Yeah, we've had this year so many different situations like this, where sometimes a team that is coming back, that is winning so many games in a row, able to push things to that final set, they end up choking in the end because the pressure is different. You don't have that feeling of being behind and having nothing to lose anymore. But sometimes it's just impossible to stop that momentum, and this is going to be a huge challenge. I would say typically you have to give a slight advantage to SK because, as you can see, they just won 4 games in a row. but you also can't take anything away from
Imagine they had a trophy
Tribe
puck
because
you
they won
can.
5 earlier and they did get shut down. So anything is possible at this point.
Well, today I've got to point out there's a fun fact about Jet, and he has got the full
The prediction reward тэр нэг thumbs down гэсэн тэ тэр бүр
in siege of all players in the world finals.
team pin нэмж болж байгаа юм.
1044 damage per game. So if that's a stat to go by, that could be a bit of a hidden weapon for SK Gaming. I would like to see again some of their aggression continue on. I think for me this comes down largely to control, which I think was where the Sprout ban is going to be quite key as a great
Sprout
to
ban
have defensive to be able to redirect the bot at will. But also the fights over that first spot, you know, really valuing obtaining.
Bot drop-ийн Sprout lane ямар та Stu нэрөө гэнэ ойлоо.
We have to talk about the fact that this is Siege as well.
Stu Lola Bell гэж predict хийж байна.
This is their second most successful game mode. And on the sides of SK, I mean, we knew them for their 100% win rate in Siege for the first 4 months of
Browsers need report option. Oh wait, yes, for sure.
But not because they got worse at it, but because
Surprised they still don't have it though.
And basically applied what they were doing and learned how to play Siege.
Yeah, it's
but I guess it could be kind of difficult to respond to all the report buttons individually. Because some of them are just going to be like not like really valid reasons. But yeah, I do think report button is necessary.
The final set that we will play, it is going to end on Siege one way or another, Teddy. Who's it going to be?
Well, there's only one way to find out, Ark, and here we go. Gaming and Tribe Gaming and a early gadget from Tyrant. Want to keep everyone alive early on. Try to secure those first couple of bolts. 2 kills from Tribe. And that's a huge opening for the NA team as surely this should be securing the first ball. No, it's going to be a tie.
Just the tie, yeah. Tyrant's bolt did not quite bank there, but it was a close one to call. And now pressure is on. Jess trying to push through the mid with Pam, which would be a great
Barley heal бас нэрлээ underrated шүү.
Drops the bolt in the process as then Zulem pops there, the clone as well to put the pressure back on the Skirks going off the map here. Is he going to get found out? Nicely around the walls, healing along the way. So I do worry that the pinch coming in, clearly some communication between Corey and himself to get him taken care of, but he is still there, Teddy.
Yeah, how is he still alive? How did he manage to pull that off? The problem for SK right now are those 10
SK бараг сүүлийн ботож авч чадахгүй юм шүү. 3 бол. Одоо контрол алдуулах юм бол.
A bit of the lead, but so far I think Tribe are
very happy with
how this game is going. Finally, something going their way.
Super after like
yeah, and Jetson really needs a healing station for this.
Yeah, 2-4. Бараг сүүлийн ботож авч чадахгүй юм шүү.
I do worry here for SK. They've got to get some shots off with respawning in. You haven't got the damage you need, but there is the healing station. But damage from Tyrant raining down to ensure some damage. But other than that, it's actually not a bad defense.
3-4.
No, it's not that bad. It's only a 1-bolt lead for SK though. That's a bit more worrisome because Tribe Gaming they get.
Yeah, чаас одоо rough Barley эсрэг контрол авч чадахгүй шүү.
And look at that. Big kill from Zulan.
The Tribe of
still the timing is so important on that one. Another kill coming down. Semantic is so low HP, and this is very much looking like yet another match point for Tribe Gaming.
Yeah, Tribe match point.
Yeah, the Tribe Gaming NA voices are starting to fill the studio again. The momentum shifting quickly in their favor, and again, not a single sign of damage from SK onto the Ike, similar to what we saw in Safe Zone earlier today. They can shred this down all they like.
Бибийн шилдэж байгаа brokenness хард.
It's not going to matter anyway. The ball connects regardless, and that is going to be Tribe Gaming NA moving on yet again for a third match.
Barley pick амар наа.
All right, 2 match points earlier were not enough to close this out.
Энэ матч ихний болтоход throw амар
is the good one. They will have 2 more tries unless we have any ties, obviously. But
Sprout Bentention next best pick Barley.
There's nothing more heartbreaking
Хийлэн бүр амар чухал ихний ботоо авах.
The smell of those quarterfinals and not being able to go all the way. Man, I wish it for them. I really do. SK Gaming down. Now, once again, we have that momentum switch where they started to really feel their groove and look super confident in this game. they were dominated by Tribe. I mean, both Siege bot went their way, and it wasn't even
Piper болон оронд бэл
as we were
зүгээр
saying
шин
before
багтаа.
going into the match, having a tie and not valuing obtaining that first stage is such an important factor. It can just make you always be under pressure and not able to push back onto the mid. I think for me as well, SK Gaming were lacking a lot of range. We saw how well Corey was playing on the Piper role, and yes, it is a risky brawl to have when it comes to defensive, but if you never need to defend, hey, you don't necessarily need to worry about that. Yeah, no problem. Just hold the mid. Hold the mid, win the game, So ultimately, I think that would be something that SK could consider, or maybe even a Meg. We've seen them play that already today.
SK одоо Max G-ийн гарч магадгүй мэн. Max G-ийн дэвэн дуртай.
To be able to enforce some authority on those bolts.
Yeah, the options are definitely there. I think that also just the teamwork in general, getting your timings right, being able to get in position, and especially staying safe and sound in those very important moments. We had a couple of moments where SK lost a player at a terrible time.
SK noob.
In the beginning
Not really.
of the day, just completely throwing
Alright, here we go. Spike.
The strategies off guard, but here we go. Match point once more for Tribe Gaming. Let's see how this goes. Dark Semantic was an early kill, and at the moment where we needed the most.
Does ихний бот.
This is exactly what
Ихний бот.
SK needed. They needed
SK
to have the
хэмээн
Piper mid, the Barley for control on the right-hand side, and also popping the Herbal Tonic very early on to have that pressure that they need to get this first level 2 siege bot to attack the Tribe Gaming NA spawn area, to be able to have that control. Such a crucial factor here.
Alright, it's only a level 2 bot, should get defended off quite easily, but Jet is still going for some extra shots. We'll get some more damage down, and we'll have time to heal up. Easy peasy homemade recipe from Corey to try to dissuade Semantic from staying too aggressive, but a nice heal from Jenin to keep him alive, although he does take quite a bit of damage again. What a shot from Jenin, gets the kill actually, but goes down as well.
Yeah, but he got the kill. I mean, it's going to be a bit problematic for Semantic, though, however. Zulan
хоёр дахь bot Tribe.
Going to place down the life plant there as well for extra healing qualities for Corey.
SK одоо контролыг авч чадах нь уу да.
But it is going to be SK to defend this push, and they've got to defend it well.
Yeah,
For
that
Semantic
bolt
underslå.
cannot be picked up, which means that Tribe not only
За
will
equal
be keeping the
bot.
lead, will be keeping control. They will actually be all tied up in bolt, so this is still a pretty sweet spot for Tribe Gaming. They don't get a whole lot of damage, but SK Gaming, it's all
За одоо хөхөн шалтгаалж байна да.
they have a bit of a percentage
SK
lead,
control
but
авч
it's
чадахгүй бол
not by all that
GG.
much. They need that center control, and there's a lot
Barley
of
өглөө.
utility for Tribe.
This is the thing now. We need to see SK get around a phenomenal defense. Otherwise, they will have their tournament journey come to an end.
За дуусчлаа штэ.
And it looks like they're going to get this push as a team wipe comes in. Jessen goes down. Full control for Tribe.
За GG Tribe
At least a level 10 bot coming in, Teddy.
Юу damage өгсөн ш нэрэ.
For Tribe Gaming,
Хамгаалж байсан. Гэхдээ Skyrex супер аваагүй юм байна. Зүмэн да. За дуус. GG.
Tribe Gaming and A are going to the quarterfinals, and SK Gaming is going home.
Oh my goodness, look at that! The studio is so electric. The brawl house igniting with the victory that is Tribe Gaming NA over SK Gaming of EMEA. And there it is from Zealand. He is having the time of his life.
Man, what a story. We believed in a comeback all the way until the end, but Tribe shut it down, did not let it slip away, and that would have been quite a heartbreaking story as well.
Хүн болгоны grand final тэнцээд
SK Gaming, what a
хожин
journey
гэсэн
for them
баг
this
бүр
year. Sad to see it end this way, but when you have a clash of titans, there's always going to be a titan going down.
Yeah, and this thing, there has
Tribe
to be a
Gaming
winner,
бас
and there has to
болдгоо юм
be a
да.
loser. SK Gaming had a phenomenal year, arguably their best year yet, so consistent, and again, time and time again, we saw them come back with resolve. Reverse sweeps didn't seem to be a problem for them. It almost wasn't a problem for them on the world's final stage. And it just happens to be the case that Tribe Gaming and it kept such great composure in siege.
I mean, they shut down all the haters and the doubters.
I was gonna say,
Damn,
we're still
congrats,
here celebrating,
congrats.
man. You love to see it. You love to see it. I mean, it's a huge achievement for them. I think that.
Wow. Yeah, the техник game.
The Warriors team you could face.
Tribe одоо ч юу лээ.
They took them down. They pulled through. They make it happen. And look at that. I mean, there's gonna be so much respect in literally everyone in the Brawl Lounge right now for those Tribe guys. They took down the favorites, or one of the favorites for sure, to win this entire thing.
exactly that. And again, you know, going back to the predictions we saw earlier, it's 74% of you watching at home at event.brawlstars.com on the app with your predictions. You were saying that there was going to be SK, and I think that's fair enough because, you know, looking at the stats, on paper they are slightly ahead, but that is not the case. NA victorious over EMEA, and I've got to say, as biased as we may be towards SK, I'm really pleased to see it. This year has been so fantastic to witness the way that NA have come in.
That's tight on 408 Peter.
They've been doing so
World Finals
well.
үзэхгүй л одоо
Bobby's constantly
дараагийн
banging on at me about giving another slot to NA and Latin North. Well, I mean, that's
стримэд дуусгах юм уу?
I mean, so far I have been convinced. I have certainly been convinced. What a match!
Quality
that was, what a journey for both of those teams. I mean, SK Gaming, they can leave with their head high. They gave it their all. You know, tough start for them, and I think that's most of what it was. You know, just really took a long time for them to find their groove. And when you win your first game, when your opponents have a match point, you know there is a problem. And they made a great comeback from that. Just couldn't quite go all the way. And sadly, we'll be saying goodbye to them. We'll still see them for sure in the Brawl Lounge plenty of times. But yeah, man, it's tough. An entire year of work, right? What a story, what a journey for them. I think they can be immensely proud of their performance today.
Зүүн бараг жинд явдаг хаа. Амар том мөртөө. 40% team damage, DPS.
Team damage at 40%, the DPS 174 damage taken per second, 105, and the kill death ratio very strong in his favor. I would say we need to slot an additional stat there for the loudest player in the Brawl House as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Man, we heard him so much. Semantic started yelling at some point, but man, for the entire
стрим ингээд дуусглаа. Тэгээд өөрөө нэг стрим юм хэлт орж ирч магадгүй, харахгүй ч магадгүй. Bye.